A diet can look pretty healthy on the surface. Lose weight, cut carbs, eat cleaner, get your health back. Sounds harmless, right? That's what I thought too. But while researching the different diets that I'm planning to try here on this channel, I came across something that honestly stopped me in my tracks, and that is keto and AFib. And because I've had two AFib episodes, including cardio version not that long ago, this was not something that I could just brush off. So today, this video is called Diet Danger. Not because I'm saying keto's bad. I've done this diet before, and I'm not saying any diet is bad, but because something that may be perfectly fine for one person might create real concerns for other people, especially if you've had health issues in the past. And that is exactly why I scheduled a visit and talked to my doctor before jumping into this. Welcome back to Mike Gets Healthy. If you're new here, welcome. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. So, little recap, I'm 62 years old. I started this journey at just over 300 pounds, and this channel is me documenting the real process of trying to lose weight, get a little healthier, and hopefully avoid making some of the same mistakes over and over that I've made in the past. Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a fitness expert, I'm not a nutritional coach or any of those things. I'm just a regular guy trying to get healthy before my body gives me no choice. And part of this journey was going to be testing different diet approaches. I started on the calorie deficit, then I was going to move to low carb, keto, ketovore, and carnivore. The idea was to try different styles and learn what works for me, share the good, the bad, and the ugly along the way with you guys. So, but this week I got a reminder that I probably needed. Before you start any diet, especially if you have medical issues, you need to ask one important question. Is this actually safe for me? It's a diet, so we assume it must be good for us, right? So, what got my attention as I was digging into keto, I started seeing warnings related to AFib or atrial fibrillation. Now, for someone who has never had AFib, that might just be another medical term that gets skipped over. But for me, that word jumps off the page. I've had two AFib episodes here in a year and a half, 2 years time frame, so it's very eye opening when I see it. The first one happened about a year and a half ago. Doctor visit changed everything. I went from never really being on medication to suddenly being on, gosh, I'm on blood thinners, beta blockers, high blood pressure, cholesterol medication, all of these things. And then I had another round of AFib and had to have yet another cardio version, which is where they go in and shock your heart back into a regular rhythm. So when I saw warnings that people with AFib should be careful with keto or very low carb diets, I became pretty concerned. And the more I read, the more I realized this was not something I should just guess on because keto is not just eat fewer carbs. Keto changes how your body gets energy. It can affect your water retention. It can affect your sodium, potassium, magnesium levels. And when you already have a heart rhythm issue, those things matter. What I learned is this: when you are on a keto diet and enter into ketosis, it acts as a natural diuretic. It flushes out vital minerals. It can create deficiencies in magnesium, potassium, and sodium, ironically, all of which are known to trigger heart palpitations or AFib. Go figure. And then there was something else I've never heard of, oxidative stress and inflammation, something I've never heard. It had said restricting carb limits your intake of inflammation fighting fruits and vegetables. Okay, makes sense. Replacing carbs with animal fats and protein can increase oxidative stress, which is highly associated with AFib as well. Go figure. Okay, so two concerns now in regards to the keto diet and my past history with AFib. So it's really got my attention now. So what is oxidative stress? Imagine a tomato just picked off the vine and what it might look like, and then several days later, after it was left out and in the heat, then when it finally, well, oxidizes into a dark mush, that's what oxidative stress can do to your cells. Not a pretty picture for sure, but You learn something new every day, I guess. So I scheduled an appointment with my doctor, and talking to him, I'm glad I did. He confirmed that there are some concerns with keto and AFib, but he also explained that for most people, the effect may be minimal. But the key point was this: if I do something like keto, we need to watch things like my electrolytes, magnesium, and potassium levels. That was the part that really stuck with me because when most of us think about dieting, we think about calories, carbs, protein, and the number on the scale, really. We don't always think about what's happening inside our bodies. And we don't always think about whether the diet interacts with our medications. We don't always think about our heart rhythm. We don't always think about hydration. We don't always think about blood pressure or electrolyte levels. And that's where a diet can become dangerous, not because the diet is automatically bad, but because we may be applying it to the wrong person at the wrong time with the wrong health conditions and without any medical monitoring. This is where I think a lot of people, including myself, can get into trouble. We watch a few videos, we see before and after pictures, we hear someone say, "This diet changed my life." And we think that's it. That's the answer. I need to try this. But their body is not my body. Their health history is not my health history. Their medications are not my medications. Now, that doesn't mean their story is wrong. It just means their story may not be the full answer for me. And that's one of the biggest lessons I'm learning on this journey. A diet can help you lose weight and still create other problems if you're not careful. That sounds strange, but it's true. Something can be good for one area and risky in another. Losing weight is good for me. Getting my blood pressure under control is good for me. Improving sleep apnea, energy, mobility, and overall health is good for me. But if the method I choose causes a problem with AFib, the electrolytes, my medication, anything to do with my heart rhythm, then I need to slow down and make a smarter plan. So that conversation with my doctor also opened up the door to another possibility. We talked about possibly putting me on tirzepatide. That's one of the newer weight loss medications and it's also been approved for treating certain cases of sleep apnea in people with obesity. Perfect. The added benefit for me is I have sleep apnea and I just can't sleep with the CPAP machine. I've tried it and I was lucky to get an hour of sleep a night. Did it for almost 30 days. I was a walking zombie. So sleep apnea is a major trigger for AFib. Tirzepatide is the first medication approved by the FDA for treatment of sleep apnea. I had no idea until talking with my doctor that that was even out there. Now, I'm not saying I'm definitely going on it. I'm not recommending it. I'm not definitely not saying it's right for everyone. But what I'm saying is now part of the conversation with my doctor, and it's become another possibility, another option. And that's kind of the point. The journey may not be as simple as just picking a diet and grinding it out. We should absolutely be talking with our doctors, even when something as simple as a diet is involved. For me, this may involve diet changes, exercise, medication, sleep apnea treatment, some extra blood work, heart monitoring, and regular conversation with them. And honestly, that's probably how it should be because I'm not 25 years old trying to lose 15 pounds before summer. I'm 62. I have AFib or had AFib. I've had cardioversion done twice. I'm on medication I was never on before. I started this journey over 300 pounds. So I need to be serious about this, not scared, not frozen, not using health issues as an excuse to do nothing, but I need to be serious. So the reason I wanted to make this video is because I know I'm not the only one in the situation. A lot of people watching this may be over 50 or 60. A lot of people may have high blood pressure. Some may have AFib. Some may be on medication. Some may have sleep apnea. Some may have cholesterol issues and maybe even diabetes or pre-diabetes. And a lot of us are trying to fix it by losing weight. That's a good thing, but we have to be careful not to create a new problem while trying to solve an old one. And this is where I think the internet can be both helpful and dangerous. It gives us information, but I can also make things look too simple. Keto fixes everything. got to get the keto diet. Carnivore, it worked for me, fixed everything. Low carb fixes everything. Just eat less, just fast. I mean, there's all kinds of information out there, but real health is not always that simple, especially when you already have something going on. So, where does that leave me? Well, right now, I'm not throwing out the whole diet plan by any means, but I'm adjusting how I look at it. Instead of saying I'm definitely going keto for 30 days no matter what, I need to make sure things I do line up with my health situation. That may mean blood work every couple of months before and during. That may mean tracking electrolytes. That may mean watching the magnesium and the potassium. That may mean modifying keto into more of a lower carb plan instead of extreme keto. That may mean skipping certain diets completely if my doctor thinks that the risk is not worth it. And that means using medical tools, possibly including the trizepatide, if that becomes the right choice for me. The goal is not to prove that one diet is better than another. The goal is to get healthy, and getting healthy means making smarter decisions, not just harder decisions. This research, though, also introduced another diet that it's said to lean heavy into heart health, and that's the Mediterranean diet, which I had not really considered in this journey that I'm doing here. I have an appointment for a follow up with my cardiologist in a few weeks, and we'll run all of this past him as well. For now, I still have a few weeks to go on the calorie deficit diet, so the timing on that works out pretty well. And now I'm curious. So, have any of you ever started a diet and then found later that it may not have been the best idea for your health situation? Or have you ever talked to your doctor and been surprised by what they said about a specific diet you were on? Drop a comment below because I think there's one of those topics a lot of people deal with, but not enough people talk about. We all want the simple answer, but sometimes the smart answer is slower, more careful, and more personal. So, the big takeaway from this video is simple. Before you start a diet, especially if you have underlying health issues, check with your doctor. Not because you're weak, not because you need permission to improve your life, but because your health history matters, your medications matter, your heart matters, your blood work matters. All of these things are important, and doctor's the only one that can help us with that. And what works great for someone else may not be the right move for you. For me, this was a quite a wake-up call. I'm still moving forward. I'm still trying to lose the weight, and I'm still committed to getting healthy. But I'm gonna do it with my eyes open because the goal is not just to lose pounds. The goal is to stay alive, stay strong, and actually get healthier. So, if you're following this journey, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and follow along as I figure this out one step at a time. Remember, it's not about perfect, it's about getting better. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.